Hello students, good afternoon and welcome to another English class. For this time, we're going to study the topic which is simple greetings and introductions. Please don't forget that we are still working on Unit 1. Okay, let's start. Okay, these are the learning objectives. If you really pay careful attention here, at the end of this class, you will be able to do this. The first objective that we have here is says that at the end of the class, the students will be able to introduce themselves. So this is very important because you will use this in your real life conversations. Then we have at the end of the class, the students will be able to identify simple greetings and use them in daily conversation. Another thing which is very important. And the last one says, at the end of the class, the students will be able to use the verb to be in the present in order to establish a conversation. So you can see that we have three objectives for our classes that at the end of the lesson, we are going to achieve. Okay. Now this is the warm-up. Now this is the agenda. The first activity that we are going to take place in our class is the warm-up activity. We are going to play a game which is called Going on a Picnic. Then we have the presentation. Then we have the practice time. Then we have the production. And last but not least, we have the evaluation. Okay, for the warm-up activity, we are going to play this game, which is called Going on a Picnic. Okay, now students, please stand up and let's form a circle. Okay, now that we are in a circle, we are going to, okay, for example, Pedro is going to be the first student. Okay, Pedro is going to say this. I am going on a picnic and I am taking a. So what you can mention a food, a fruit, or whatever you think that it's important to have in a picnic, okay? But if you stop to think what you're going to say, you don't know what to say, you will be automatically eliminated. So you need to say as soon as possible the thing, the fruit, or the food that is required on a picnic, okay? So let's play. Okay, excellent. Good job. You did it excellent. Now let's continue with our class. Okay, so these are the key expressions that we have here. So we have, you can see here that we have here, we have some greetings that we can use. Also, we have here more greetings and also here more. But I will explain them in the next slide. Okay, this is the presentation time. As I mentioned before, the topic is simple greetings, okay? But I will show some greetings that are formal and also some of them that are informal. So which means that you can, for the formal greetings, which means that you can use this type of greeting with a person that that you respect, or for example, your boss, your mom, or your professor, your teacher. But what happened with the informal greetings? Okay, for this kind of greetings, you can use them with your friends or with other people. But remember, this is informal. You need to keep in mind this. Okay, the only one formal greeting that I have here, which you can use with your boss, mom, teacher, is hello. This is very, very formal. Okay, then we have hi. The pronunciation of this one is hi, hi. Then we have howdy, howdy. And then we have hey there, hey there. Don't forget here to make the TH sound here. And at the end, this means the same. This means the same, okay? But this is formal, and this, and this are informal greetings, okay? Good. Do you have questions so far? No. If we don't have questions, let's continue then. Okay, another very important thing is this. In the morning, when you wake up, what do you say? Yes, in Spanish, you say that. But in English, we say good morning when we open our eyes and we see something in front of us. We say good morning, good morning. That's the pronunciation of that word. Good morning, good morning. In in the middle of the day, you say good afternoon. You are not going to say at 12 p.m. good morning because it's afternoon time. So you say good afternoon, good afternoon. Then we have good evening. Good evening is when you go to a house, when you greet a person, you say good evening, good evening. Okay. And what's the difference between good evening and good night? Okay, this is when you say good night when you are ready to sleep on, or when you say, when some people say that we can use good night from 9 p.m. So they say that we can use good night for that hour. But we can also use good night when you're ready to sleep. When you're ready to sleep, you say good night. You're ready to sleep. Okay. Good morning in the morning, afternoon in the middle of the day, good evening at 6 o'clock p.m., and good night when you are ready to sleep. Okay. Remember that when you find someone in the street, you say good morning. Depending on the time of the day, you're going to use one of these. Okay, let's continue. Okay, this is the presentation. This is the verb to be that we are going to use for today's class. We are going to make another presentation in which we are going to introduce ourselves. Okay, the verb to be has many uses, and we can use the verb to be to introduce ourselves. That is the topic that we're going to learn today. But it's mandatory that we need to know how to use this. Okay, remember this. For the personal pronoun you are going to use am, okay? I am. This has a contracted form, which is a contraption. Then the contraption or I am is um, okay? Then we have you. You are not going to use you am. No, for this, you are going to use you are. You are. The contraption is your. Your. Then we have he is. He is. The contraption becomes his. His. Then we have she is. Okay, please don't forget that for this, you are going to use is. No, if you say she are or she am, that would be a error. So you need to keep in mind that the correct one is she is. She is. The contraption is she is. She is. Then we have it. You're going to use is. Is the auxiliary. It is. It is. The contraption is it's. It's. Then we have we are. Please don't forget this. We are no. If you say we or we is, that it's a mistake. Please do not say that. We are. The contraption is we're. We're. Then we have you are, your, and they are. They are becomes their. Then we have the negative form to say you are not that, okay? For example, we have the subject, then we have the auxiliary verb, and then we have not, not. The auxiliary verb is am, are, and is, and not is the negative. Okay, I am not, you are not, he is not, she is not, it is not, we are not, you are not, they are not. Okay, this is for the negative form. Then we had for the questions. For the questions, we need to put the auxiliary at the beginning, then we need to put the subject, then we need to put the the question mark, okay? Am I? Are you? Is he? Is she? Is it? Are we? Are you? Are they? Okay, if you say I am and then you put the question mark at the end, that is not a question. That's not a question. You need to follow the structure for this. Then we have an example here. Am I in a classroom? Am I in a classroom? Am I in a classroom? Are you a student? Are you a student? If you say you are a student, that's an affirmative sentence. So in order to make this as a question form, you need to put the auxiliary first. Is he in the classroom? Is he in the classroom? Okay. So we have here the examples. Let's continue. Now, this is the practice time. For this time, I am going to prove you some questions that you can ask to your classmate in order to establish a conversation. For example, you can say, what is your name? What is your name? So you can see here that this is a verb to be too, okay? This is a question word. Then we have the auxiliary, then we have the subject, and then we have the complement, and at the end, the question mark. Okay, what is your name? This for us, someone else's name. Where are you from? Where are you from? How old are you? How old are you? What is your profession? What is your profession? What is your profession? What is your profession in order to know what what does a person do? Okay. Okay, and this is like this is like an introduction of a person. For example, this person says, hello, good morning. Okay, keep in mind this. If it is in the morning, you're going to say good morning. If it is in the middle of the day, you're going to say good afternoon. If it is at 6 p.m. Around that hour, you're going to say good evening. Okay. Hello, in this case, is in the morning. Hello, good morning. My name is Parker. I am 25 years old. I am from El Salvador. I am from El Salvador. I am an English teacher. And I am told this, you can see here, this is the name of the person. This is the age. This is where is he from. And this is what he does. Okay. And this is complementary. Okay. Okay, this you can take notes, you can write down, so you can have an example on how to create your own example. Okay. If you don't have questions, let's continue then. Okay, this is the production time. What you're going to do here? Okay, listen, and if you have questions, do not forget that I am here to give you a hand. Okay, this is the production time. Create your own example and choose one peer to have a conversation in front of the class. So it is time for you to start creating your own introduction. Once you have completed that activity, please go ahead, come here and show me your note so I can see that if your examples are correct or not. And also, if you don't know how to say a word in English, please come here, I will help you. And once all of this is ready, choose a person or choose a classmate. And you're going to have a conversation with he or she. Okay, and don't forget that we have the questions that I show you in the practice time. So you need to you need to revise them again, and you have to ask these questions to your classmate. Okay. Okay, good job, excellent. You did it excellent during this activity. This is the evaluation time. What you are being required to do here? Okay, easy. You remember that we have a WhatsApp group. Okay, you are going to introduce another person. You are not going to introduce yourself. You are going to introduce another person. That could be a famous person, your mom, your father, your brother, whatever you want. You can introduce a person. And then you're going to record an audio and you will share that audio in the WhatsApp group, or you can send it by inbox to my WhatsApp. Okay, so that was all for today's class, students. I hope you have learned a lot. And also, please, I am here still. If you have questions, I am here to help you. Thank you for watching the video.